What women want. Meet Nick Marshall, a man who believes he has women completely decoded. Growing up behind the scenes of show business with his dancer mother, Nick was constantly surrounded by performers in various stages of undress. His mother treated him like royalty, making him the unofficial mascot of the chorus line. This unique upbringing filled him with female attention from day one, creating the ultimate womanizer who's certain he knows every secret of the opposite sex. Nick's daily routine tells the whole story. His housekeeper, who gets called nothing but babe, weaves through his messy apartment, gathering whiskey glasses, takeout containers, and various women's garments all thrown together. He strolls into his advertising firm well past 10 a.m. every single day, but his status as a top executive means nobody dares complain. This particular morning brings shocking news. His colleague Morgan and the secretaries are already congratulating him on what should be his promotion to creative director. But when Nick enters Dan Wanamaker's office expecting a celebration, he gets a curveball instead. The advertising world now revolves around female consumers, so the position goes to a woman. Enter Darcy Maguire, a sharp advertising executive fresh from another agency. She's professional, brilliant, and completely unimpressed by Nick's charm. After this blow, Nick attends his ex-wife's wedding, where more bad news awaits. His 16-year-old daughter, Alex, will stay with him during the honeymoon. Their relationship is practically non-existent, and neither looks forward to this arrangement. Darcy immediately takes charge at work, handing out boxes of women's products to everyone. From lipstick to pantyhose, each person must create marketing campaigns by morning. Nick stares at his pile of feminine items, suddenly realizing he might not understand women as well as he thought. That night, Nick drowns his confusion in wine while examining the beauty products. After more drinking, he commits fully to the experiment. He applies face strips, works mousse through his hair, paints his nails, and even attempts leg waxing. The pain is excruciating, but he pushes through and squeezes into pantyhose. When Alex returns home with her boyfriend, they argue about Nick's selfishness. She claims he doesn't even know her boyfriend's name. Determined to prove her wrong, Nick rushes to correct her, but steps on scattered bath beads, slips violently, and crashes headfirst into a full bathtub. The hairdryer in his hand falls in after him, delivering a massive electrical shock that knocks him unconscious. The next morning feels strange. His housekeeper grumbles as usual, but when Nick tells her to stop complaining, she insists she never spoke. Walking to work, he passes Flo, the doorman, who makes her typical crude jokes. But this time, Nick hears the punchline in his head before she says it. Surrounded by women on the busy street, Nick makes a terrifying discovery. He can hear their thoughts. Every single woman's inner voice floods his mind like a tsunami. At the office, the mental noise becomes unbearable. His female colleagues' thoughts reveal brutal truths about what they think of him. His self-image crumbles instantly. During a brainstorming meeting, Nick suggests his usual approach: a naked woman in a waterfall selling lipstick. Through their thoughts, he already knows they hate it. Panicking, he steals an idea from a colleague's mind about headache pills and presents it as his own. Darcy seems mildly interested, but Nick knows he bombed. Desperate for relief from the constant mental chatter, Nick tries to reverse his condition. He recreates the same routine with face strips and pantyhose, then steps onto his balcony during a thunderstorm with a hairdryer, hoping lightning will fix him. The universe delivers another bolt, knocking him unconscious again. But when he wakes up, the ability remains. After confirming this at a supermarket full of women, Nick visits his old therapist and proves his mind-reading power. Instead of calling him crazy, she reveals this is a superpower that can give him everything he wants. Nick immediately tests this theory on Lola, the coffee shop barista who's always resisted him. Using her thoughts, he says exactly what she wants to hear, and she agrees to a date. At work, he charms every female colleague who previously dismissed him. His confidence soars as he sets his sights on the real target: Darcy. Through Darcy's thoughts, Nick learns that Nike is seeking a new agency for its women's line. It's a massive opportunity, and Nick wants it desperately. As they work together, he voices her ideas before she can speak them, making her think he's incredibly insightful. Their collaboration produces brilliant campaigns. Meanwhile, Nick's relationship with Alex improves when he promises to take her prom dress shopping. His date with Lola goes perfectly because he can hear exactly what she wants. For the first time, Nick truly satisfies a woman by understanding her completely. But something unexpected happens while working with Darcy. Nick begins genuinely admiring her intelligence and creativity. Instead of just stealing her ideas, he starts building on them as a real partner. Darcy begins seeing him differently too. As they spend more time together, Nick opens up about his relationship with Alex, who's planning to sleep with her boyfriend after prom. When he tries to have the talk with her, Alex shuts him down, saying her mother already covered everything. During drinks with Darcy, she shares her painful divorce story and why she left her previous job. When Nick returns home, Lola is waiting for him. She's been confused for days about why he hasn't called after their amazing night together. Through her thoughts, he learns she's convinced he must be gay, because no straight man could understand women so perfectly. Nick confirms her theory, giving her closure and an easy exit. At work, Nick discovers that Aaron, the quiet document courier, had once applied to be a copywriter, but was dismissed by Nick himself years ago. She still feels invisible and worthless. The Nike presentation arrives, and despite Nick's protests that Darcy deserves credit, she insists he delivers it. The pitch goes perfectly, and Nike agrees to sign. But the next morning brings devastating news. Dan has fired Darcy, claiming her success proves they no longer need her. Nick rushes to find Darcy, to confess everything. But first, he must deal with another crisis. Aaron hasn't come to work, and he fears the worst. Racing to her Chinatown apartment, he finds an empty pill bottle and a suicide note. But Aaron appears behind him with a tennis racket, defending her home from what she thinks is an intruder. During this confrontation, Nick realizes his mind-reading ability is completely gone. The constant mental chatter has vanished. He immediately offers Aaron the copywriting position she deserves, which she gratefully accepts. While rushing through the neighborhood, a sudden flash of lightning strikes a nearby transformer, sending sparks flying as electrical wires crackle with dangerous energy. The electrical surge mirrors the same kind of shock that gave Nick his powers, but this time, it works in reverse. At that exact moment, Nick feels the constant buzz of women's thoughts suddenly go silent in his head. The supernatural gift that had been both blessing and curse is gone, stripped away by the same force that had given it to him. Nick then searches desperately for Darcy, but she won't take his calls. When his ex-wife tells him Alex has been crying all night, he rushes to her prom to find her locked in the bathroom. Alex had decided not to sleep with her boyfriend, and he dumped her publicly in response. Nick comforts his daughter, telling her she made the right choice. That night, unable to sleep, Nick goes to Darcy's apartment and confesses everything. He admits to stealing her ideas, trying to push her out, and falling in love with her despite his selfishness. He's never been this vulnerable or honest before, and Darcy sees his genuine transformation. Realizing she loves him too, Darcy forgives Nick and pulls him into a passionate kiss. His journey from manipulative playboy to a man capable of real love is complete, proving that true connection comes not from reading minds, but from opening hearts. The story ends. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.